Previously on Project IGI.
Anya, I found Priboi. The train is secure. I finally got there.
At last.
You took your time.
Don't compare me to none of these motherfucking wannabe hustlers.
First you kidnap me, and then you lose me. I thought you were a professional.
Jones, there's 2 planes approaching.
Victor 3 to command. We have visual contact with the train.
Stop that train! Fire! Fire!
Missiles away!
Jones, hold tight.
Hello and welcome back to Project IGI. Before we begin, we've got a little bit extra to do. Poking around in the files of the game shows that we've got some extra dialogue that should have been played in-game, not necessarily in the cutscene but directly afterwards. I'm guessing that this location was maybe somewhere else, or we had a bit of a standing chat with Priboi for a little while, but here's the dialogue as it was meant to be. Anya, we're okay. Priboi, who is after you? Who the hell is after you? They want you bad.
What does it matter? I am dead anyway. She will have sent troops. She is Vladimir Ek, former KGB commander, and I think my crazy psychopath woman.
Grab that rifle. You're coming with me. None of us is dying today.
We'll look fine for each other then.
That's the only way we'll live. You on for it?
Duh, I like you. Like De Niro. You don't give up, just bite deeper and hold on tighter.
De Niro, the actor?
Нет, De Niro, my dog, a bull terrier.
Heaven help me.
I know this area. I have biggest of warehouses in the nearby town. There's an old village close by, totally deserted. We can meet the helicopter there. Come, I lead the way. You better trust him, George. Ex-soldiers are on the way. Keep close to Jack. Don't lose him.
Right, where were we? Oh yes, here we are at the crashed train. We've got everything kind of tipped up over there. And over here we've got Hey, where are you going? Oh. Hey man, wait up. Weapons we've got for this time are an M16 with not a lot of ammo and a Glock with a shitload of ammo. Wait, is that a jackhammer? Where did you get a jackhammer? I want a jackhammer. Come on, give me it. Come on mate. What's he got? An Uzi. Great. The boy says we should keep our eye out for something nice, but it's a bit hard to do when he keeps running ahead. The kind of escort mission where he's just going to bolt forwards and you have to try and keep up, and he moves very quickly, so it's not always easy. It also doesn't help that we're running towards the helicopter that's circling above us. Let's have a look and see what happens if we don't move, if we just let Priboi run off on his own and just muck around on the trains. The helicopter passes overhead and does nothing. Might seem a bit silly to have the helicopter here in the first place, but I actually take my hat off to whoever put it in, because it's a really, really good way to get the ball rolling at the very start of the level. Pushes you forwards and just scares you to get moving. As you might expect from an escort mission, if Priboi gets shot enough times he will die, so it's probably in your best interest to kill people as far away as possible. He may be a good shot with the jackhammer, but sometimes it's just not worth letting him get close enough. It would be a lot easier if I would use the M16, but it would probably best just to keep the ammo for that. Priboi moves on a preset path. He takes him around the garage and he's come up behind that guy and popped him in the back. Let's take a look and see what happens if we follow him around. Generally what you'll always want to do is to be always slightly in front of him so that enemies will latch onto you first and not him. He will use his jackhammer at quite a close range compared to at least the soldier's Uzi range, which they'll shoot from quite a far distance away. They're not the greatest of shots, but that distance does make all the difference. A small minor point I found out in this level: it seems barrels don't have to be red to explode. Here we can take a look at what happens when Priboi gets shot at. He just stumbles over and acts like any normal soldier when you hit them but don't kill them. And let's see what happens when he dies. Anya pops up and says, "Mission abort, Priboi has died! We'll never get that information. We'll never get that information." Follow, and Priboi stops. He tells us that he is done running around for now, and he tells us to check out the warehouses and come get him when we're done. Really, you couldn't have waited outside the base until I cleared it out first. Got our friend, the friendly chopper, up in the distance over there. All it's supposed to do is to fly over the train, over this base and somewhere else, then just sort of look back and leave. But where's it going? Well, it wouldn't be this LP if I didn't chase the damn thing. It's gonna take quite some time. So let's have a joke. How do you kill a circus? You go for the juggler. Well, this is going to be a long journey, so let's have another one. How did the hermit pay for his home? Alone. Thank God we're almost there. Well, we can see the helicopter and it's landed. It just didn't turn itself off, it just simply touched down and everything's still active. Got a cannon here at the front, and need to be pretty careful, we don't want to hurt ourselves on the rotor blades. Just crouch and slip under that. I'm only joking, they don't do anything to you. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, there's not really much else to this. You can still jump around on top and all that sort of stuff. Bit of poking about shows that you can clip inside of it. If you go around to the back, then you can squeeze in through the rotor here and actually get inside that little compartment in the inside. While we're standing there, we are slightly moving forwards, and that, I think that basically means that the helicopter thinks it's moving, and so it's moving you, but it's trapped by the world geometry, so it's not actually moving anywhere. And if we want out, we can go through this wall, through the pilot seat, since there's no fucking pilots there, and just jump out. Alright, that's enough of that, let's get back to the game. Let's have a look at the objectives. First one is to get proximity mines from a storage depot, I guess that's where we are now, and second one is to go to an abandoned village? I didn't see an abandoned village. Priboi, did you see an abandoned one? I guess if we get somewhere high, well, here's a ladder, we'll climb that. Oh, there's a water tower over there. Okay, we'll just parkour our way over there, I guess. Let's see, okay, there's nothing over there. We've got the garage we came behind, and train tracks over there, and the ball the way back around the base, across the hill, and oh, okay, I guess that's the village then. Yep, it looks like a village. There's a street with lamps and some houses, and they don't look very pleasant to live in. This seems to be the tallest building. It's even got a door into the rooftop. Got a checkpoint that we're going to need to go through. Oh, and a guy inside. Can make a mental note of that. But Priboi said we had to go into some warehouses, and they're over there, so let's get on with that. While we're making our way over there, let's have a look at the train track. Out the front gates of the base, we'll just follow the track all the way along to one end of it. just unceremoniously ends here, and it looks like a landslide, but it's obscured, so you don't notice. If we go over to the other end of it, it looks like there's a giant crater over there. Anyway, yeah, again, it just ends. Nothing special there. Follow it all the way back to the train crash, and there's no marks where the missiles blew up or anything like that. It's silly. But taking a look at the map, we'll have a look at why this is a bit weird, because the actual path of the train track is kind of a horseshoe shape, and there's no stops here or anything. It doesn't make any sense to me why it would actually go around this way when it can just completely bypass this area. It seems like a really superfluous place for a train to go, but that's the conceit of level design, so we get to have nice things like this. Off to the warehouse, and we'll just shoot this guy in the mouth. Up to the door of the warehouse, you can see we've got the little symbol for opening the door. If in fact we didn't speak to Priboi first about him telling us to go and look in the warehouses, and we go up to the door, we cannot get inside. So it's a good thing we spoke to him. You alright there, mate? And the reward is 5 proximity mines. Yum yum yum. Back outside, and at this point we can go back to Priboi and tell him that we've got the mines. We check the objective screen, we can see that it is in fact complete. And the next one is to go to the abandoned village. Take a look at that on the map. Got big number 2 over there. Yep, that's the building we were looking at before. I want to get to the top of that. But before we do that, we're gonna go over to the checkpoint first. Made a mental note that there was a bloke in that building, so we'll take care of him because, yeah, he can cause a bit of trouble. The other warehouse has nothing inside, so we can merrily skip past it. And go inside. Looks like a receptionist area. I wonder where the receptionist is. Yeah. See why it's a post that's not manned. There's not a very nice view. Oh well. I would apply for the position, but I don't think I'd be well suited to secretarial roles. I'd be a little busy murdering people. Let's move on. Those 3 guys are the only ones in the building. They generally don't bother you unless they can see you out the window or you come inside. Although once somehow I did manage to get this to happen. I'm not sure how I triggered him, maybe a stray bullet or something tipped him off. But going back, the rest of the building is empty, there's nothing else here. We're pretty much cleared out this base and we're free to move on. Over the wall, we've got the gate, which of course we can't open. We've got the checkpoint to do that over here. Inside you can see the switch and some hazard tape along the bottom. Is the step really that much of a hazard? Who'd have thought Russia would be such a nanny state? At least I think we're in Russia. At this point we have an option. We can either hit the switch and Priboi will come to us, or we can go and get him. Let's do what we're supposed to and go get him. Because of the way the level is set up, it is possible to kind of fuck yourself out of getting the proximity mines at all. You don't go to the warehouse and then head off straight to the checkpoint and hit the switch. The boy will come running towards us and he'll make his way over there. And if we go to the warehouse, we see that we can't get inside. Just to make sure, we go back to where Priboi was standing and it doesn't trigger anything or say any message to say things are unlocked, so we're not going to get any mines. Which is a bad thing because they end up being very useful. quick stop to get some ammo, and then we can go and talk to Priboi. Hey man, I found some Hey, where are you going? Slow down. Oh, fucking not again. Oh, what's the matter? You can't jump a wall. Come on, fat boy. Hut, 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 hut. Let's go, let's go. Get those legs kicking. God, look how far his legs kick back. Here's what Priboi was supposed to have said there. As I said, we've pretty much done with the base and we can make our way out. Am I supposed to do everything? Let's have a good look at you. God, you're gonna kill yourself with a posture like that. How do you stand like that? Although, you do have a really nice jacket. That's really nice. Is that velvet? I'm not sure about the gold shirt though. The man breast kind of put me off. And I have to say, I don't know if you noticed, but those glasses make it look like you've got huge eyes. That aside, let's open the gate. Oh god damn it, not again. Short pause here to say that what Anya's just saying about troops coming, that box was triggered by Priboi himself, not by us. If we had gone through the gate before him, we would have triggered it, but he did. And that's important because that means he's treated as another player character and he can trigger things just as well as you can. So it's very well recommended that you stick close by him as much as you can for the rest of the level. There are of course things that require both of you around to trigger, but not all the time. Before we continue with the last portion of the video, what I'm going to do is just explore the town that we're just going to be fanning around in. First building is just 2 large rooms and it's got a back garden, not really anything else. That's repeated a couple of times up the street until we get to this bombed out building. Not really anything here. Go upstairs. There'll be something here to bring up later on, but not quite yet. Stairs across this sort of back sort of area. We've got 2 isolated buildings over here. They're just 2-story. They've got a back garden and all sorts. Not really anything interesting. Hop across the road. And we've got another long line of the same kind of building. They're the same 2-story deal. Got an interesting little sort of back garden-y thing. But we can skip the rest of these. There's nothing else going on except for this one, which has bunk beds at the top for some reason. No one here. Outside, we've got some ruins in this corner and another small building like the first one. And then across these back gardens, which have some very strange bed layouts. I don't know what's going on here. It's like some kids have been playing here and they've just sort of set up forts and things. And up the other side of the street, we've got a building type that we've seen several times before. Again, repeated a couple of times, and then we've got another bombed out building. Go up here, we can see the target building that we're going to be making our way to. I'll not talk about it just yet, we'll get to it in due course. Go over here and jump on top of these buildings. Look around, you can see some smoking chimneys, but there are no fireplaces in any of the buildings. Across onto this roof. And that's kind of it. We'll just make our way. Oh, okay, let's let's go back. Let's get on with the show. Following Priboi up the street, and I smell an ambush. Oh, and there it is. Four guys who like it down an alleyway and start firing at us, and Priboi's dashed into a building. Usually he's not standing around here. We'll just make use of some proximity mines. Oh shit, missed it. Cheers, mate. Just shoot the rest of them as they come in. Right, good. Uh-oh, more guys. Leave some more proximity mines. Snip around here and shoot some of the boards out for Priboi to wall hack his way through. And we're done. Priboi's already on the move, so we best follow him. Right, Your Majesty, where are we headed now? A truck full of fucking guys, Jesus Christ! We have none of that, thank you. The boy's headed into the main building, so let's follow him up. Drop a proximity mine and follow him up the stairs, and he's acting very weird. Get a longer look at it. It looks like he's doing some weird sort of wall hacking tracking thing, but no, that's just the animation transition. First floor of this building has some weird conservatory. We can have a look out. If there were guards still outside, we wouldn't dare go anywhere near this window. But for now, there's not really much else to do but to just wait. Mine got set off downstairs, so there's obviously guys approaching us. Just hang out in here, and I've got Priboi for backup if I need it. When we killed enough, Anya talks about a tank. There's a tank! Shit, where the fuck is that? Peeking out this window, we can see a tank has spawned way back there at the other base. Oh shit, what am I gonna do? We'll mine the place first, because there's gonna be some more guys coming. And, oh well, okay. 2 launchers, this will come in handy. Quick check of the stairs. These guys have a nasty habit of just sneaking up behind you. Where's Priboi gone to? Oh, he's hiding behind some stairs. Very brave of you, big man. Again, windows here would be causing us trouble if there were guys outside. I got up on the rooftop and there's the tank gone. It's doing some weird U-turn. We can't really do anything to it yet, so we'll go back down and just keep an eye on some guys. Pause here for a few moments, see if anyone else is gonna come. Nope, no one else. Let's go back up and get rid of that thing. And Anya tells us that the chopper's coming. If we look over here, it is indeed. All that's really left to do is to protect Priboi and kill anyone we see. Oh shit, oh shit. Priboi, help me, help! What the fuck are you doing? Man, you really have to get that posture looked at. Quick check on the chopper, and it's taking its damn time. Can't really do much up here. Need to get back downstairs again before anyone else turns up. Man the stairs, make sure no one gets to Priboi. Probably set some mines, but that seems like a lot of effort. This part may seem pretty quiet, but keep in mind that I killed about 6 or 7 guys who are supposed to be across the road firing in through the windows at all times. But time has run out. Priboi's run up the stairs, and as soon as we meet up with them there, the level is over. And of course we're not done yet. Still plenty to show off at this last part. I avoided doing any of these cut-ins during the final section of the level just because it kind of confused things a little bit. But here I get to show off some of the weird things and some of the stuff you need to kind of be aware of when you're playing it. First thing to point out is that Priboi is always trying to get ahead of you, and if you let that happen, this can be the consequence. Something to point out is that those guys don't appear until you and Priboi are in the same region of that particular house. If you let Priboi run in and by himself without being anywhere near him, it won't spawn the guys, and then you can just brush past the house and it'll trigger everything. giving you the opportunity to go down to the end of the road where this truck appears and take these guys out very easily. Unfortunately, killing these guys first has an unintended consequence. We'll get to that in just a second. In this round we give Priboi a lot of room and let him get into the house by itself, so nothing was triggered. Now we're going to run in and kick things off by ourselves, and we can look at the map and see where everyone is placed. Okay, the event has been triggered. Let's go and take a look outside. And a peek down to the end of the road. We've got the 4 guys standing just across the road, and the truck is, importantly, slowly making its way up, and it'll eventually spawn the guys. On the map we see the 4 spread across the road, and out the back of the truck come the other 4. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shoot open the boards so that we can attract the 4 behind the truck. Let Priboi take care of them. Guys who come in, and we can see that it's triggered Priboi, and he's now moving on to the next part of his own internal triggered objective. Unfortunately, waiting for the 4 guys ahead of him to die isn't part of that trigger, so he just runs straight out and gets killed by them. When making the initial approach up the street, I generally tend to wait for Priboi to run past and then drop a proximity mine, just so I can do this. Generally I find using proximity mines to really only be useful in the entrance to this building. This is generally how a successful run of it goes. But sometimes it doesn't work out quite so well. Save me, Priboi, save me! My hero. Sometimes, however, it pays not to be too overzealous with planting the mines. Yeah, Priboi can set them off too. And so for the sake of completion, give me that jackhammer! If you'll remember the truck at the end of the road which spawned a bunch of guys, you can see here that 6 of them come out, 2 for each house. 1 stays outside and the other one goes up and sort of hangs out in the window. Here's what it's like to play the game with them firing at you. The ones inside the buildings are particularly hard to notice, and I had no idea who killed me at the end there. Down at the end of the road we've got the truck pulling up. I've set a landmine there to kill everyone, and we're going to hang out here and wait for the other truck to spawn. That happens when the 4 guys die, and it's triggered by the same event that gets Priboi moving again. And there it is. Oh, shit. Time for a run to show how the enemy spawning works. Killed the guys at the back of the truck, and Priboi's already run inside the building. The only thing we need to do to trigger things is just walk around here. That sets things off. Down at the end of the road, 3 guys spawn. Once we get rid of them, that triggers the tank spawning. At which point the tank appears and does its thing, but additionally a bunch of other guys are spawned. Got a few more down at the end of the road, and then round off to the side, about 3 more come from there before another final batch comes from the end of the road. And that's all of the enemies. If we check the map, however, we've got what appears to be a blip down here in the south. Let's cut away to have a look at that. We look from the outside, we turns out it's a guy with a rocket launcher and he kills himself. Let's leg it up here and get the weapon. That might come in handy. What's weird about this guy is that he stays there, and you'd think he'd shoot at the helicopter or something, but he never does. Back to this again. We've killed everyone, so it's time to go and take out the tank. I'm gonna leg it up here and grab the rockets. See, I'm a bit reluctant to go to the window, for obvious reasons. So, time to use the rocket and destroy the... Oh dear, I just accidentally fired them all off. Right, looks like I'm gonna have to go and kill that guy and get his rocket launcher. Whoop, 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 whoop. Very softly we'll sneak our way around inside the building and take this guy out. You can see he's got a very heroic pose. He looks like a total badass. So we'll take him out nice and quietly. This guy and all of the other blokes who came out from the side of this building all spawn in one go at the bottom floor. Managed to kill himself and everyone else. But anyway, back to it. At this point I would have probably abandoned this clip because while I was in the middle of recording this I got interrupted, so I'm just sort of not paying attention and standing around. As I said, I would have gotten rid of this clip had this not happened. Here's another bug that can happen. At this point I've killed everyone and I'm trying to take out the tank from the rooftop, but if you manage to hit the stairs at just the right angle when you're turning the corner, you fall through them and you'll break your ankles landing under here. At this point we're underneath the first flight of stairs and the tank can't see us, so it's just going to fanny around. And we have to step out and destroy it. And we're ready for extraction. Chopper's on the way off in the distance. I'm fairly certain that there's no guys left. I think I've killed everyone. But when I'm going inside I'm going to drop some mines because really you can never be sure. Sometimes this will happen and it'll really put the shit up you. Now we'll just hang out on the roof and wait for the helicopter to land. I wanted to end like this in the original run, but I was too frantic looking for guys to kill, and in the end Priboi got in the way and I couldn't get past him. See the chopper landing, and this time we've actually got a pilot. And in fact, no, we can't blow the helicopter up, but if we position ourselves underneath, the helicopter doesn't kill us, so we can get a look at the pilot. And oh my god, he's quadriplegic. A few last things to round us off. If we destroy the tank in a certain location and wait for the helicopter to land. Can't destroy with that either. Once it triggers the cutscene, keep an eye on the arrow where the truck spawns. See that it crashes into the tank and just sort of bounces around a bit. Lovely. And if we destroy the tank again but get it into an even more specific position, something even better happens. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll see you next time.